Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day around the world. Welcome to another edition of Health Talk with Mutiat. My name is Mutiat. Welcome. All right, so today we're going to be talking about fibroids as requested. But before I start, I'm just going to do a little disclaimer, as I always do, that this is not a substitute for your doctor's care. You do need to follow up with your doctor. Everything I say here or anything I say here does not specially apply to you. If this story sounds like yours, I apologize. I do not know you. This is not about you. If anything that I say, you still need to vet with your doctor. This is not, absolutely not a substitute for your doctor's care. All I do is advise and then take it up as needed. I just want to create awareness so you're aware of what's going on. All right. So, pretty much that's a little disclaimer, and I just wanted to get that out there so we're all on the safe page. All right, so today we shall be talking about fibroids. Fibroids, it's a non-cancerous growth on the uterus that normally appears during childbearing age. All right, so it's like it's there. It's mostly when it's noted is when a woman has reached childbearing age. That's when most people note it. And also, they one thing I want to say something quickly is like fibroids. Fibroids are, if you have fibroids, okay, it's not your fault. You are not less a woman. It's not absolutely nothing you've done that you got fibroids. I just got to put it out there and like, because I got so many messages about, oh, this and that. You're not less a woman. You have not done anything for you to warrant you getting fibroids. So let's put that out there. All right. So fibroids, like I said, they are non-cancerous growths on the uterine wall. To like bring it down to the lowest person that I can think about it is just think about it as a pimple of a uterus. All right. So it's a pimple of uterus. It's non-cancerous. Research has shown that it doesn't result to uterine cancer. It is there, but it doesn't really cause uterus cancer. And if you know from the previous lessons that we've talked about, cancers does not have a specific cause. But they've noted that fibroids does not necessarily give you a risk factor to have uterine cancer. All right. Fibroids are most of the time found accidentally. It has no it has like most women have it, but they don't have symptoms about it. They don't know until, like, let's say you go for a pregnancy test, or you go do a pregnancy ultrasound, or you have to do ultrasound for other reasons. That's when most people will find that you have fibroids. All right. And fibroid size, they are dependent. They are small, big, large. They're dependent on the human. All right. So that. All right. Now we're going to talk about types of fibroids. All right. There are types. There's some that we call intramural. All right. Fibroids are named based on, and they're typed based on where it is found in the uterus. All right. There's some that are called intramural. All right. Those ones grow within the muscular. I'm going to show you a picture. I like to show pictures so we can understand. All right. Intramural grow within the uterine wall. I'm not sure if you can see it. They grow within the uterus. All right. The submucosal fibroids, they're the one that grow into the uterine cavity. So let's say submucosal right there. See right here, this submucosal. This is a submucosal. See how it's protruding into the uterus. And the third one is subserosal. And that's one that protrudes outside the uterus wall. See right there? That's subserosal. See how it's pushing outside of uterus. All right. This is submucosal, pushing inside your uterus, and intramural just grow in between of your uterine muscles. So dependent on where the fibroid is located in your body, that's how it's typed and that's how it's named. Now you can have several of each kind. It's possible that you can have that kind. It is possible you can only have one. It's possible you can have all three. So based on where it is, some people have it and you don't know you have it. So unless you're having issues, most of the time they find it accidentally. All right. So that's that. All right. So causes of fibroids. Unfortunately, we do not know. Doctors and researchers do not know what causes fibroids. Most people, they don't know. They're still working on it. They're still trying to figure out what the cause is. All right. So they don't know the cause. But they think they think there's some things that if you have, there's a good chance of you having fibroids. Okay, so those ones are genetic changes, genetic and hormonal changes based on the change of your hormones, and genetics is genetics, you're prone to developing fibroids. All right, so hormones, like I said, estrogen and progesterone, as they go up and down, it can cause fibroids. All right, they think like insulin, they think like if you're insulin resistant, there's an opportunity, there's a possibility that you may develop fibroids. So they do not know. There's no specific, this is what causes fibroids. It is unknown. It's still under research and they're still trying to figure it out. Cool. Risk factors of having, of you getting fibroids. Risk factors of it is heredity. If somebody in your family, your mom, your sister, your aunt, somebody in your bloodline has fibroids, you have good chance of having fibroids. A lot of the diseases that we're encountering, that we have in life, it's mostly passed down to us. Because back then, there were no tests to see what this person has, what that person has. You don't know what's passed down to you in your generation. Some people say, in our house, we never had it. If you look very well, if you test people very well, you will see somebody in your family has some disease. And we know our people is like, they don't talk about things. Someone might be bleeding a lot. They'll just, that's how our body is. That person may have fibroids in your family. So if it's hereditary, so it can be passed down from generation to generation. All right. Another risk factor is race. It's been shown that a lot of black people, and when I say black people, Africans were included in black people, African Americans, Africans, our race predisposes us to having fibroids. Being black, being African American, being African, our genetics, we are prone to having a lot of diseases. That's why I make these videos. I make this video so you can be aware of what's going on in your body. It is just plainly for awareness sake. All right. I know most of us don't have opportunity to go out and read and research and whatnot. So that's why this is the motive behind this video. So please, just for you to be aware of what's going on in your body. All right. Environmental factors, they're still looking at it. Some dietary, they say if you drink a lot of alcohol, if you eat a lot of red meat, if you use birth control. Hi, Miss Isioma, thank you for joining me. If you use birth control, if you start period at early age, that's like increases your hormonal. It increases your hormone. So that's what they're thinking. So they're not sure. There's no concrete cause of fibroids, but these are the risk factors. I'm going to repeat the risk factors to you so you can understand. Hereditary, passed down from generation to generation. Race, black people, we all are. Hi, Miss Oladuni, thank you for joining us. Miss Lovette, thank you so much. Environmental factors, your diet, if you're eating a lot of red meat, if you start your period very, very early. Nowadays, girls are starting periods at 10, 11. So mothers, please just watch your kids, watch your daughters, and help them understand their problem. Hi, Miss Okafo, thank you for joining, and help them watch their body, okay? So, hello, symptoms. All right, these are the symptoms that prompt people, all right, to go visit their doctor. I always say, like, if you figure something is going on in your body and you're not sure what it is, please seek out help. Please ask the doctor. Find a doctor that you trust so much that you have to find a doctor that you trust to make your health care, to make you to go through doing health. You need to find someone that you trust, that you can talk to, that you know this person's got your back. So one thing I want, the assignment I'm going to give you is find a doctor that you trust. Go ahead, Ms. Okafo. I can listen to your question. That you trust. Okay. So symptoms of fibroids. All right. Heavy menstrual bleeding. That's like one of the number one reasons that women will go to the doctor. And when I'm talking heavy menstrual bleeding, I'm telling you that, people that soak through. People that soak through the pads, like every hour you soak through your pads, and it's so heavy and you can't go out, and you're passing clots a lot. That, my sisters, you need to go see a doctor. You need to go see a doctor. That's a sign. That's like one thing that gets most people to go see a doctor. Like, I'm bleeding heavy. It is not normal if you soak every hour. If you soak through a pad every hour, it is not normal. It's not a normal thing. All right? So go visit a doctor if you notice that's going on. All right. Some people have periods that last more than 1 week. Like, there's some people that will have periods that, hi, Mr. Terry. Yeah, it's for girls. This one's kind of for girls. But you can listen. You have girls in your life, and you can, if they talk to you, you can understand. For husbands, men, you can listen to, because, you have women in your lives. And if you hear any of the symptoms that's going on, you see something, prompt them to go see a doctor. All right. Some people have periods that last for more than a week. It is not normal for you to have a period for more than a week, especially if you're bleeding heavy, because you can have something called anemia. You run out of blood is the easiest way I can put it. So you should please go visit a doctor if you notice that's going on. All right. Pelvic pain. All right. So some people that have large fibroids. All right. It's like the fibroid is pushing on their pelvis. Like the pelvis is, I don't know how to explain. Like, you call it baby D, like in that area. So you feel a lot of pain at that area. Like, it's not like sharp pain. It's going to be like discomfort. If you notice that doesn't go away, go visit your doctor. Go talk to your doctor. Go speak to a doctor. All right. Pelvic pain. I talked about it. And pelvic discomfort. Frequent urination. Now, if your fibroid is heavy, if it's big, it can sit on top of your bladder, and you have to pee like every 5 minutes. You find yourself going to the bathroom, and you're not peeing a lot. You're peeing like trickles, like every so often. If you're peeing a lot, like you pee like, let's say, I'm just going to say 20 times in 1 hour, that's not good. Go visit somebody, please. It is not normal. All right. Constipation, the same thing. The fibroids can sit back, can like relax on your rectal parts, so it makes your stool not easy to come out. It makes it harder. All right. Back pain, again, if the fibroid is heavy, rest on your back. It can cause back pain and leg pain. All right. And some people actually have pain during sexual intercourse. If you have pain during sexual intercourse, it's in some area. It is some area, in some positions, in some areas, you will notice it that you have pain. If you feel pain during sexual intercourse, you need to visit a doctor. Please do that. All right. Sometimes when you feel a lot of pain, it's very rare. But then it's still something you can talk about, because you can be that 1% in 1 million. You start feeling acute pain, like severe pain. Some people have that because the fibroid just loses blood supply and begins to die. And the dying of the fibroids can cause you severe pain. On birth control and period lasts more than normal. I'm sorry, I don't understand that question, Ms. Okafor. Please clarify. I don't understand it. All right. Please, or you can inbox me and I'll respond to you. I don't understand the question. All right. So those are the symptoms. I'm going to run through them again so we have an idea. Heavy menstrual bleeding. Your period lasting more than 1 week. Pelvic pain, pelvic pressure. You peeing a lot, frequent urination. Having difficulty, getting everything out. You pee, but you still feel that there's something else to come out. That's like, you're still retaining urine, for lack of a better word. That's it. You're having constipation, severe constipation. You're having back pain, leg pain. If you have any of the symptoms, please contact somebody. Go see a doctor. All right. So that's that. Now we're going to talk about pregnancy and fibroids, because I simply, people used to talk about that. I hear a lot. Now, during the first trimester, most people do not know they have fibroids until they get pregnant. And let's say you've been miscarrying a lot. Depending on where the fibroid is, it may cause miscarriage. Now, some people, all right, some people, when you get pregnant, they just notice that they have severe intense pain, and they don't know where it's coming from. Then they go to the doctor, and then they notice that they have fibroids. All right. So that fibroid may not threaten your baby, may not threaten the baby, but it will cause you severe intense pain. So I want you to go to the doctor, and I want you to sit down with your doctor and have a discussion on what your plan is. So because some people have that pain for the first trimester, like during the first trimester of the pregnancy, because hormones, fibroids feed on hormones, and when you're pregnant, your hormones are very, very high. So as your hormones are rising, the fibroid is sometimes it gets bigger, and then that causes intense pain. So please speak to your doctor about that. Now, if you're a woman and you're having miscarriages and you've not, please see a doctor, because sometimes fibroids can cause miscarriages. Depending on, we talked about the types of fibroids, depending on where it's placed. If it's pressuring into your uterus, it can, depending on where the baby's placed and, where the fibroid is, it may cause a miscarriage. All right. Also, if some people also have difficulty getting pregnant when they have a fibroid. Now, I'm going to say this. If I know we all love Jesus. So do I love Jesus. I know he's the king and all that. Religion plays a lot of part in like how we Nigerians react to things. If your doctor tells you you need surgery, I am begging you in the name of Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, please listen. If you do not trust that doctor, seek a second opinion. All right? Seek a second opinion, and then, take it as can be. Take it farther. But if they tell you you need surgery, I'm begging you in the name of Jesus, do it. All right? So, how is fibroids diagnosed? Ultrasound. Ultrasound, like I said, sometimes it's found accidentally. It is not something that will prompt most people, because sometimes some people have fibroids and they don't have any issues with it. They don't have any fibroids. They don't have any issues. It's just they're doing its own thing and you're doing your own thing. All right? I'm smiling because in my head I remember the joke someone told me about fibroids, but I'm not going to say the joke. So keep that in mind, because some people may have fibroids and have no issues with it. They can leave it alone. So that brings us to the treatment of fibroids. Depending on where your fibroid is placed, right? Depending on where it's placed, some doctors leave it alone. There's nothing wrong if your doctor says leave it alone. If it's not causing you any issues, leave it alone. You hearing? If your fibroids is not causing you any issues, leave it alone. You don't go look for trouble when something is not bothering you. All right? Depending on where it's placed and the size that it's growing and all that, some doctors just leave it alone. It's called watchful waiting. Some doctors will put you on hormones, depending on where it is, to see if they can shrink it. And for some people, they do surgery. If it's big, if it's affecting your fertility, if it's causing heavy bleeding, they might say, let's do surgery. But if your doctor does not recommend surgery, please. If they say, oh, no, where it is, leave it alone. Leave it alone. If you do not trust that doctor, find a doctor that you trust. Again, everything like this, everything we do in healthcare, you got to find someone you trust and got your back. And it's looking forward for your own care. All right? So I think that's about the whole story I have about fibroids. All right? If you have any questions, again, please let me know. I'm willing to teach. Again, I'm going to round it up and say, please clarify the myth that not every woman has fibroid. I'm going to clarify it and say right now, not every woman. When you say every woman, it means everybody you ever met in your life. Every woman you ever met in your life. No, not every woman has fibroid. Some women do. Some women do. And like I said, if you have fibroids, it is not the end of the world. Please do not. Most people hear fibroids and think, I will never have kids in my life. No, that's not it though. Please, that's not it. You can still have kids with fibroids. You can still. It is possible. It is is it true as not having when you do or stop? No. Again, like I said, okay, the question is it true that fibroid growth is a result of when you're supposed to be having babies and you don't, and when you stop? No. There's no actual cause for fibroids. There's none. There's no actual cause. So all this myth, I hope with this video you can see there's no actual cause. We're just dealing with risk factors of what we think may cause it. And in that risk factor, I didn't say you should have babies. No. The research has not backed that up yet. And I only bring you what research is backed up yet. And everything I say here, something you can find online. If you sit down enough and do well research, you can find it from reputable areas. All right. So again, I'm going to end this with saying, if anything of I say sounds about you, I'm sorry, I do not know you. It is not about you. I'm talking from my experience, things I've seen, and everything I say here is not end or be all. Please make sure you follow up and see your doctor. I do not diagnose online. I just do teaching, and I bring awareness out so you can understand what's going on in your body. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share this video, and it was great. If you have any questions, please let me know. Send inbox, Health Talk with Mutiat. I am quick with response, and thank you, and have a good day. I think, 21 minutes, perfect. I try to keep it short. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Mutiat Sunshine, signing out.